tough when you talk to officials and I ask them, hey, we only shot 2 free throws. We've only been to the free throw line twice up into the fourth quarter, and she tells me it's not her job. It's frustrating, and I don't give a damn if I get fined because that's cheap, and I am tired of it because I've been nice and I've been...
That right there, that's the conversation everyone is having. The outrage, the calls for multi-game suspensions, the debate over one of the most disrespectful things we've seen a pro athlete do to their own coaching staff. And it's exactly what the league and certain parts of the media want you to be focused on. But as we do here, we're going to filter out that noise, because you and I both know the real story is never the one they're screaming about on the surface. While the entire internet has been dissecting the Angel Reese clipboard slap, they've completely missed the real threat to her season. The incident that has her on the absolute brink of a guaranteed, league-mandated suspension. It's not a debate, it's not up to a committee, it's a ticking time bomb written directly into the WNBA rulebook, and it's about to go off. If you're here for the real story behind all the drama, show us you're on the right track by hitting that like button. It's a massive signal to us that you're part of the crew that wants the facts, not just the headlines. Okay, so let's connect the dots, starting with the moment that created all the smoke. July 8th, Chicago Sky versus the Washington Mystics. The game is tied with just under 30 seconds to go. The Sky call a timeout, and as Angel Reese walks to the bench, this happens.
Today is another day of the Angel Reese drama because she has simply smacked the clipboard out of an assistant coach's hands. Yes, now all of this went down during the Washington Mystics game. This happened on national television. Now, guys, I'm not one to blow up negativity, but Angel Reese is supposed to be leading young women and being a great example to girls and kids all over the world. Well, I'm here to tell you, she was not leading by example today.
The target was Ann Crosby, the Sky's own strength and conditioning VP. And in that one moment, a firestorm erupted. Was it a sign of disrespect, a toxic display of immaturity, or just the heat of the moment from a passionate competitor who is sick and tired of losing? The internet has been fighting that battle for weeks, but what the narrative analysts watching this channel have probably already figured out is that this was never just about a clipboard. This was a symptom of a much larger problem, a problem that has been building all season long, and the evidence has been right there in plain sight. And that larger problem is a frustration that has been absolutely boiling over. This isn't just speculation, we have the receipts. Just 2 days before the clipboard incident, after a tough loss to the Minnesota Lynx on July 6th, Angel Reese went scorched earth on the WNBA's officiating in a press conference. She didn't hold back.
What are we doing? Part of her problem is she's got a severe lack of maturity, but she'd go on a blocking spree for anybody that's critical about her. You want to be critical about people being critical about you. How about you not acting like this? Because, yeah, people are going to destroy you over it.
I don't give a damn if I get fined. Those are the words of a player at their breaking point. You have to understand the pressure cooker she's in. The Chicago Sky have been in a tailspin, falling to a record of 5-13 after that loss to the Mystics. She's putting up historic numbers, extending her record-breaking streak of 15 rebound games, but the team is still losing. For a competitor like Reese, who's won at every single level, this kind of professional struggle is a new and infuriating experience. Losing doesn't just affect the standings, it chips away at your composure. And as many commentators have pointed out, that frustration is starting to show in every aspect of her game.
Reese deserves a hefty fine for publicly disrespecting a coach. I'm gonna be interested to see, will Tyler Marsh actually address this? Will the franchise actually address this? Or are they too scared of people that I believe are not actually basketball fans?
By the character of the slap, they were missing the math. They were missing the numbers that have been adding up one whistle at a time. And those numbers have led her and the Chicago Sky to a place of no return, governed by a very specific and very unforgiving WNBA rule, a rule that no one seems to be talking about. Okay, so for all the narrative analysts watching, this is the moment we zoom in. We're pushing past the speculation and looking at the cold, hard facts written in the league's own rulebook, because hidden in the official WNBA regulations is the real story, the one that makes all the debate about the clipboard slap almost irrelevant. Here's the rule. Any player in the league is automatically suspended without pay for one game upon receiving their 8th technical foul in the regular season. It's not a review, it's not a vote, it's not up to the team or the commissioner. It is an automatic trigger. 8 technicals, and you are gone for the next game. Period. Now here is the piece of data that changes everything. As of today, Angel Reese doesn't have 4, 5, or even 6 technical fouls. Following the game against the Minnesota Lynx on July 6th, Angel Reese now leads the entire WNBA with 7. Let that sink in. 7. She is walking onto the court for every single game, knowing she is one whistle, one argument with the ref, one moment of visible frustration away from an automatic, non-negotiable suspension and a forfeited game check. This is the ticking time bomb. The clipboard incident was a symptom of the frustration, but the technical fouls are the official record of it, and that record is about to have serious consequences. This puts her coach, and the entire Chicago Sky organization in an impossible position. How do you play with the aggressive, passionate style that defines your game when you know you're on the absolute edge of a cliff? And this is where the entire situation gets even more complicated. Because Angel Reese isn't just playing against her opponent on the court, and she's not just playing against her own frustration. She's playing against a massive, public narrative that scrutinizes her every move. Now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the debate that is raging on every social media platform from X to Reddit. It's the constant, unavoidable comparison to Caitlin Clark. The deep search file confirms that fan threads are filled with this exact argument, a perceived double standard in how the two stars are treated. The dominant fan theory is that if Clark had done what Reese did, the consequences would have been swift and severe.
Backs the clipboard out the assistant coach hands. Just not a good look from Angel Reese as a basketball player. Just like I stated, man, she's supposed to be a leader among young women across the world, and this ain't showing very much leadership. I just gotta be honest here, dog. To me, this behavior that Angel Reese has been displaying is embarrassing to her, her team, but more importantly, the coach.
That's the core of the public debate. Is there a different set of rules, or at least a different level of scrutiny for Angel Reese? When she shows frustration, it's labeled as a meltdown or a tantrum. When other players do it, it's called competitive fire. The media has built this narrative of Clark being the poised, calm professional and Reese being the fiery, emotional lightning rod. And whether that's fair or not, it's the reality of the world she's playing in.
Angel Reese unleashed a tirade on WNBA officials. Now, even though she was right in what she was saying, it was clear she was visibly frustrated. Following game on Tuesday, she's slapping a clipboard out of the hands of her strength and conditioning coach. To me, these are signs of a frustrated Barbie. These are signs of a Barbie that's tired of losing. You know, adversity exposes your true character. Losing exposes your flaw.
You see that comment? That's what's being said online, non-stop. This intense pressure cooker creates a nightmare scenario not just for Reese, but for the entire Chicago Sky organization. It forces her coach, Tyler Marsh, into one of the most difficult positions in the league. He's tasked with trying to win games with a roster that is struggling, while his star player is one whistle away from being forced to sit. What do you even do in that situation? Do you tell your best player to stop being aggressive? To stop fighting for calls? It's a strategic disaster with no easy answer. And the stakes are even higher than just one game. A suspension means an automatic forfeiture of salary for that game. But this is where we have to look beyond the court, beyond the immediate punishment and speculate on the quiet conversations happening in boardrooms. Angel Reese has major endorsements, from her own signature shoe with Reebok to being a cover athlete for NBA 2K26. Those multi-million-dollar contracts always have behavioral clauses. While the league debates a one-game suspension, you have to wonder if her sponsors are looking at this time bomb and asking themselves if she is becoming too much of a risk for their brand. So when you filter out all the noise, the truth becomes crystal clear. The clipboard slap was the symptom, not the disease. The real story isn't about one emotional outburst, it's about the 7 technical fouls that have been officially recorded one by one throughout this frustrating season for the Chicago Sky. It's a story of documented behavior leading to a rule-bound, unavoidable consequence. The question is no longer if Angel Reese will be suspended. The question is simply when that 8th technical foul will drop. So what's your take on all this? Let me know your final verdict in the comments below. Will Angel Reese get that 8th technical foul before the end of the regular season? Yes or no? I want to see what the consensus is. And if you appreciate this kind of deep dive analysis that separates the real story from the media noise, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You'll be the first to know when we drop our next investigation. Finally, if you know another narrative analyst who is tired of the surface-level takes, share this video with them. Help us grow the community of people who are committed to connecting the dots.